I watched two programmers learn to code for 3 years straight. One practiced 10,000 hours. At year 3, the 1,000-hour programmer earned triple the salary. This is the deliberate practice paradox. Volume without strategy is noise. Strategy without volume is theory. But strategic practice compounds exponentially. This is called the feedback loop velocity principle. Most people think mastery requires time. Wrong. Mastery requires feedback cycles. You do something, you see what failed, you adjust. You repeat. The faster you cycle, the faster you master. 1 strategic hour with immediate feedback beats 10 hours of blind repetition. I learned this watching the tech boom create millionaires and failures from identical starting points. Some people coded for years and stayed junior. Some people coded for months and became senior. The difference was not talent. It was how they structured their practice to maximize feedback per hour invested. This is not about working less. This is about understanding that your brain learns from errors, not from repetitions. Blind practice reinforces mistakes. Strategic practice identifies and eliminates them. Same hours invested. Different learning velocity. Different career trajectory. Let me show you what happened when I ran this experiment. January 2021. I meet Alex and Jordan at a coding boot camp, both 26 years old, both career changers. Both start with zero programming knowledge. Both commit to becoming developers. Both are equally motivated. I decide to track them. Alex adopts the volume approach. He believes mastery requires 10,000 hours, commits to coding for hours daily, every single day, weekends included. He builds projects. He watches tutorials. He reads documentation. He grinds. Thinks consistency and volume will make him great. Jordan adopts the feedback approach. She believes mastery requires rapid error correction. She commits to 2 hours daily of deliberate practice. But every session is structured around a tight feedback loop. She codes for 20 minutes. She reviews what failed. She identifies the specific error. She researches why. She tests a fix. She repeats. Tight cycles. Maximum feedback per minute. Month 1 looks predictable. Alex codes 120 hours. Completes 3 tutorial projects. He feels productive. Is ahead of most bootcamp students. Volume creates visible progress. He can show people what he built. It looks impressive. Jordan codes 60 hours, half of Alex's volume. She completes 1 project, but she rebuilt it 5 times. Each rebuild fixed errors from the previous version. She documented every mistake. She understood why each error happened. She never repeated the same error twice. Her feedback loop was intentional. Month 3 exposes the first divergence. Alex has 360 hours invested. He completed 12 projects. His portfolio looks substantial. But here is what I noticed watching him code. He makes the same errors repeatedly. His code has the same structural problems. He never stops to analyze failures. He moves to the next tutorial. Volume without feedback creates practiced incompetence. Jordan has 180 hours invested. She completed 4 projects. Her portfolio looks smaller, but her code quality is dramatically better. Every function is clean. Every error is handled. Every edge case is considered. Why? Because she spent half her time identifying and fixing errors before moving forward. Her feedback loop eliminated problems permanently. Month 6 brings the job search. Alex applies to 50 companies. He has impressive volumetrics. 600 hours coded. 24 projects completed. His resume looks strong. He gets 3 interviews. All 3 interviewers give him coding challenges. He struggles. He makes errors under pressure. Same errors he always made but never identified. His volume did not create mastery. It created repeated practice of mediocre patterns. Jordan applies to 15 companies. Her volume metrics look weak. 300 hours coded. 8 projects completed. But she gets 5 interviews. In every technical interview, she codes cleanly. When she makes an error, she immediately identifies it. She explains her thought process. She demonstrates error correction in real time. She gets 3 job offers. Her feedback-driven practice created actual mastery. Year 1 delivers the job outcomes. Alex gets hired after 40 applications. Junior developer role. $45,000 annually. He is relieved, grateful. He worked hard. He earned this. But he wonders why the process was so difficult with all his practice hours. Jordan gets hired after 12 applications. Mid-level developer role despite being a career changer. $75,000 annually. $30,000 salary gap from day one. Same boot camp, same starting point. Different practice structure. The feedback loop velocity created that gap. Year 2 reveals why feedback velocity compounds. Lex works as a junior developer. He codes 8 hours daily at work, continues tutorial projects at night. He is accumulating more hours. Year 2, he has accumulated over 3,000 hours total coding time. But here's what I observe. His skill level plateaued. He writes code the same way he did at month 6. No improvement, just more volume of the same patterns. Jordan works as a mid-level developer. She codes 8 hours daily, but every week she asks senior developers to review her code. She runs her commits through static analysis tools. She reads the error messages carefully. She refactors based on feedback. She treats every bug as a learning opportunity. Her hours at work are feedback dense. By year 2, she has 2,000 hours total, but her skill level accelerated. Each hour improved her because each hour included multiple feedback cycles. Year 3 makes the pattern undeniable. Alex has 5,000 hours coded. Impressive volume. But he is still a junior developer. His salary is $52,000. His job applications get rejected. Interviewers note he has years of experience but junior-level skills he does not understand. Worked harder than most people. He put in the hours. Why is his career stagnant? Jordan has 3,000 hours coded. Less volume. But she is now a senior developer.
Ow.
Her salary is $135,000. Triple Alex's salary with 60% of his practice hours. She gets recruited constantly. Companies want her because she demonstrates rapid error correction. That skill is rare. That skill came from structuring practice around feedback velocity, not volume accumulation. Here is what actually happened beneath the code. Alex practiced repetition. He coded features. When something broke, he Googled solutions. He copy-pasted fixes. He never understood why the error happened. He never prevented it from happening again. His 5,000 hours reinforced surface patterns without deep correction. Jordan practiced error elimination. She coded features. When something broke, she stopped. She understood the error completely. She fixed the root cause. She documented the pattern. She never made that error again. Her 3,000 hours systematically eliminated entire categories of mistakes. Her brain built clean mental models because feedback was immediate and integrated. The mechanism is neurological. Your brain learns through prediction errors. You expect something, it fails. Your brain updates its model. Tight feedback loops maximize updates per hour. Loose feedback loops waste hours reinforcing wrong models. Alex had loose loops. Code for hours, eventually encounter an error. Google a fix, move on. His brain never updated. His prediction model stayed wrong. More hours just meant more repetitions of the wrong model. Jordan had tight loops. Code for 20 minutes. Immediately check for errors. Understand the error. Fix the root cause. Her brain updated constantly. Every 20 minutes, her prediction model improved. More hours meant exponentially better models. Check your own practice structure right now. When you learn a skill, how long before you get feedback? Hours, days, weeks. If feedback is delayed, your brain is practicing errors. You think you are improving? You are reinforcing mistakes. Most people practice skills through tutorials and courses. They watch, they replicate. They move to the next lesson. They never get real feedback on whether their approach was optimal. They accumulate hours without accumulating mastery. They wonder why people who practice less advance faster. The trap is believing volume equals mastery. It does not. Volume equals repetition. Repetition of correct patterns creates mastery. Repetition of incorrect patterns creates experienced incompetence. You need feedback to know which you are practicing. First, identify your learning goal. It's not vague aspirations. Specific skill. I want to master React hooks. I want to master data structures. I want to master API design. Specificity enables targeted feedback. Second, design a 20-minute feedback cycle. Work on the skill for 20 minutes maximum. Then stop. Evaluate what you did. Did it work? Why or why not? What errors appeared? Why did they appear? Document the answers. This is the feedback integration step most people skip. Third, fix one error completely before moving forward. Do not accumulate error debt. When you identify a mistake, understand its root cause. Research the correct pattern. Implement the fix. Test that it works. Never make that specific error again. This permanence is what creates mastery. Fourth, repeat the cycle. 20 minutes practice. 5 minutes feedback analysis. 5 minutes error correction. 30-minute total cycle. Do 4 cycles per 2-hour session. 8 tight feedback loops beat 2 hours of blind practice every single time. Fifth, track eliminated errors. Keep a document of mistakes you no longer make. This list proves mastery. Alex never had this list. He made the same errors for 3 years. Jordan had a list of 300 eliminated error patterns. That list was her actual skill development. Week 1 of structured feedback practice feels slower than volume practice. You complete less visible work. You spend time analyzing instead of building. This feels unproductive. It is not. You're building correct mental models. Month 3 of structured feedback practice, you notice the acceleration. Tasks that took hours now take minutes. Errors that appeared constantly now never appear. Your brain automated correct patterns through integrated feedback. The volume practitioner is still making the same errors you eliminated months ago. Year 1 of structured feedback practice, you reach advanced skill levels that volume practitioners need 3 years to reach. Your 3,000 strategic hours beats their 5,000 blind hours. The feedback velocity created exponential separation. Year 3 of structured feedback practice, you are teaching others. Your error elimination was so thorough you can articulate exactly what causes problems and how to prevent them. Volume practitioners cannot do this. They never understood their own errors deeply enough to teach prevention. To programmers, same boot camp, same motivation. One practiced blind volume for 5,000 hours. One practiced feedback cycles for 3,000 hours. Volume created plateau. Feedback created exponential growth. The difference was not effort. The difference was not talent. The difference was feedback loop velocity embedded in every practice hour. Mastery is not time served. Mastery is errors eliminated. Tight feedback loops eliminate errors faster than loose loops. Speed of error elimination determines speed of mastery. How tight are your feedback loops right now? That tightness determines how fast you master anything. More frameworks ahead.